Laura, your holistic health coach, and you're watching Limitless Wellbeing TV. And I've had a lot of you ask me about getting a healthy breakfast in when you're in a rush and on the go. So we're gonna make 3 healthy, quick breakfasts that are easy. And to start out, we're gonna start with a smoothie. And you all know, well, I guess not all of you, but those of you that know me know that I am a smoothie addict, and especially when it comes to green smoothies. And it's important to get your greens in because they're very detoxifying and they've got a lot of health benefits. Today we're going to be using my 1970s old school Vitamix. You can use a powerful blender such as a Vitamix or a Blendtec blender, but you don't have to if you don't want to make that investment for smoothies. You can use a Ninja or a NutriBullet, but any of those will work. You can try using your regular blender. It just may not emulsify the greens as much. So to start out with our smoothie, I use a base of frozen bananas. And what I usually do is just take some old bananas that I have and peel them, and I break them apart, put them in a freezer bag, and pop them in the freezer. And you can do this well ahead of time. You can have a whole bag frozen and ready to go. So I'm gonna put probably about a cup of frozen banana in. Next thing I'm gonna use is spinach. It is a milder green, so it's not gonna have as strong as a flavor. And you can start out with your green smoothie using less spinach or more spinach, or even a different green if you'd like, but it's a starter green. So we're gonna go ahead and put couple handfuls of this down in our blender. And the awesome thing about this is you can get your prepackaged spinach. It's ready to go. Our next ingredient is frozen berries, and I've got a mix here of organic raspberries and blueberries, and I like to use frozen, especially in the morning when you're in a hurry, because one, it makes your smoothie colder and gives it a better consistency, just like the frozen banana. And it's also time saving because you don't have to clean them. So we're just going to dump these, and I've probably got about at least a half a cup of each berry in there. You don't have to use that much. I'm going to wipe my hand off real quick. Next ingredient in my smoothie is hemp seeds, and these are very high in protein, which is why I like to add them into the smoothie for in the morning. Gives you some extra energy. You don't have to use hemp seeds if you have a different form of protein that you'd like to add in, if you use some kind of protein powder. Although I do have to warn you, be careful with the protein powders. They're not all good for you. So I'm going to add in about 1 to 2 tablespoons into my blender. And now our last ingredient, I am using almond milk, and it is unsweetened original almond milk. And we're going to pour this in probably about a cup or a little bit more. And you're going to blend that up until everything is nice and smooth. And the awesome thing, like I was telling you, this can be quick and easy. You've got your frozen bananas, your frozen berries, you grab your spinach out of the packet, pour your almond milk in, pop it in the blender. It's less than 10 minutes in the morning. And you can take this smoothie out the door with you. Alright everyone, we've got our smoothie all blended up now. So I'm just going to pour it into our glass, and as you can see, it's nice and smooth. And it's got kind of a bluey purple color from the berries, so you can't even really tell that the greens are in there, which makes it awesome for hiding it for stubborn husbands or kids. I do this to mine all the time. He loves me for it. I know it. And I saved a few of the berries, so I'm just going to plop them on top here. And there you have it. A quick and easy breakfast to go in the morning. Alright, for our next recipe, we are going to make some date nut bars. And you can make these up ahead of time at the beginning of the week, maybe like a Sunday night, and you can pop them in the fridge and pull them out. They're awesome for a healthy breakfast, and they're really good for a snack in between meals if you'd like to eat them that way. But to make this, you're going to use a food processor, and we're going to start with about a cup of almonds. So we're going to throw those in there. And now, as I said, it was a date nut recipe. If you've never heard of a date, this is a date, and it's a fruit. It's super sweet, and they do have a seed in the center of them, so you have to make sure that they're pitted. And what I like to do with this recipe is to split my dates in half, just like this, and I will remove the seed, and I take both pieces of my date and I put them in water. And you're going to want about a cup of dates, and I've had some sitting here in water. And for a cup of dates, it takes about 8 to 10 of them. So you're just going to, I'm going to walk over here real fast to drain off the water. Dump that in the sink. You're just going to take your soaked dates and put them down in with the almonds. Just like that. And since it's fall and everybody is getting all excited for pumpkin, we're going to make these pumpkin date nut bars. So we're going to add in 1/4 cup of 100% pure pumpkin. Just going to pop that in there. And the key to getting this to all really to stick together and form up is flax meal. So to make flax meal, you can buy it, or you can just take flax seeds and put them in a coffee grinder and grind them up, and that'll give you flax meal. And I've got about a 1/2 cup here. So I'm just gonna put that in here. And lastly, I'm going to add some cinnamon. And you can flavor to your liking here. I'm a huge cinnamon fan, and I like a lot of cinnamon, as you can tell. So we're just gonna pop our lid on, if I can get it to fit. And we're gonna run this, and you may have to run it for a minute and scrape around the edges and push it down in again. You may have to do that a few times before it's actually ready, but you want it to form like just a big ball, and you want it to get not necessarily smooth. It can be a little bit chunky, but you want it to get to where it's kind of dough-like. Okay, so we got our date nut mixture pretty ground up here in the food processor. So what you're going to do next is, let me get stuff out of the way here. You're just going to take a shallow dish. You can use whatever kind of pan you would like or can find. And you're just going to pop all of this out. And as you can see, it's pretty ground up. You're just going to plop it in the pan. Okay, once you get it in your pan, you're just going to smooth it down. It's just nice and flat. Okay, so now that we've got our date nut pumpkin bars in our pan all smoothed out, I'm just going to take a little bit of some pumpkin pie spice, and we're just going to sprinkle some of this real gently on the top here for some extra flavor. And all you need to do is cover this and stick it in your fridge. Once it's set up a little bit more, you can just cut it into squares, and there is a quick and easy breakfast or even a snack for you. And enjoy the pumpkin. It's delicious. Okay everyone, for our last recipe we are going to make some overnight oats. And for those of you who don't know what overnight oats are, You use some old-fashioned oats and some form of liquid, and you can mix in whatever flavorings you'd like. You'll understand here in a minute. But basically, the oats sit in the fridge overnight, and they soak up all the liquid, and in the morning, they are ready to go and ready for you to enjoy. Another option, if you don't want to eat them cold, which you're supposed to eat them cold. If you don't want to, though, you can throw them in a pan really fast and heat them up over the stove. So what you're going to do, you're going to take your oats, and I usually just bend the container here and pour them in. I use little jars, and you want to fill them about half full of the oats. And we're going to make 2 different kinds, if I don't spill my oats everywhere. Okay. So for the first kind, we're going to make a lemon blueberry overnight oat mix. And for this one, what we're going to do is just take 1 lemon, we're going to chop it in half here. And I'm going to grab a fork really quick. This is how I squeeze lemons, and it's pretty easy. First, I'm going to pluck the seeds out of it. Make sure those seeds, you don't want the seeds to get in your overnight oats because they are very bitter. But basically, you're just going to take half of your lemon, you're going to stick the fork in it, and you're going to twist. Oops, I see another seed I missed. And you're going to squeeze that lemon juice in. Okay. Next, you're going to add unsweetened original almond milk. You can use a different kind of milk if you would like. I just prefer almond milk. I think it has a great flavor. Coconut milk is also really good in this recipe. And you're just going to fill this up here. And a key ingredient in overnight oats, I put it in all of mine. You don't necessarily have to, but chia seeds, they get very gelatinous once they start soaking up liquid, and they're really good for your digestion. They've got a lot of the good fats in them that your body needs. So I am going to add about a tablespoonful here into my overnight oats. Okay, and for this recipe, we're going to add a little bit of honey, and you want to try to use some local honey. So I'm going to add about a tablespoon of that. And then it's blueberry, lemon blueberry. So I have my frozen blueberries that I used for the smoothie. I'm going to pop a few of those in here. And again, you can use fresh. I just prefer to use frozen because it's faster. You don't have to worry about cleaning them. You can get them year round pretty easily. You're just going to pop the lid on there, and you're going to give it a really hard shake. Shake it up a bunch. Okay, so now we have our lemon blueberry oats here. I had to take a spoon and kind of push them around a little bit to get the chia seeds to break up. But usually you can just shake them up, and what you'll do is pop this in the fridge. In the morning you can grab it on your way out the door. Just don't forget your spoon. The second one we are going to make is super easy and fast. You start with your oats, just like we did in the other one. And you can add some chia seeds. Again, you don't have to. I prefer to. I like the texture of them. And this is going to make it really easy. I am going to use some homemade jam. You can use whatever jam you would like. I'm using a raspberry jam. And you're just going to add a spoonful of that in here. And there's plenty of sweetener in the jam, so you don't have to add any more. And the other one we used, the local honey, you don't have to when you're using jam. And you're going to pour your almond milk in, just the same as before. We're going to pop the lid on this one and give it a good shake. I think the almond milk got settled down in there some more, so I'm going to pour a little bit more in. It's filled up. Give it another good shake. And I've got 2 breakfasts ready to go in the fridge in less than 10 minutes. And as I said, you can prepare this the night before or even a couple days in advance. They'll keep in the fridge. So those are our 3 quick and easy breakfasts. And I'm going to challenge you guys this month to try to incorporate at least one of these into your routine. Give it a test and try it out. And if you have any questions or you have any comments, go ahead and leave them at the bottom of the video. And if you would like to contact me with questions, you can contact me at lisa@limitlesswellbeing.com. You can also check out my webpage. It's limitlesswellbeing.com. Thanks guys for tuning in. I'll see you next month.